So the first question, which is on the right here, is which bank do you think has the largest amount of variation in waiting times? Well, variation basically just tells us how far we are away from the average. Now, informally, we can calculate this, and it's not always going to work like this, but most of the time it will be. We can just take the largest number and subtract it from the smallest. Thankfully in this, that's basically the range. And that would give us 11.0 minus 5.1, which is 5.9, and they do give us the numbers in order. And sometimes they'll even say divide by 4 for this, but it won't matter since we're dividing both numbers by 4. We don't need to do that. We just want to know which one is the largest. And for the other one, the ARAC bank, it's 8.8 minus 7.6, which is going to be 1.2. So that clearly says that the Bank of Jehovah is going to have the larger variance. For the sample variance, this is over here on the left, we first need to find the average. So we need to add all those numbers up and then divide by how many numbers that are there, which is 5. So when we add all those numbers up, the numerator is going to be 40, and 40 divided by 5 is 8. So now we want to find the deviation. The deviation is the value and the difference from that number and then the average, which was 8. So we can kind of make a quick table here. So again, we are finding the difference between the value and the average. So 12 minus 8 is 4, 7 minus 8 is negative 1, 6 minus 8 is negative 2, 4 minus 8 is negative 4, and 11 minus 8 is 3. And we carefully should write these in there a little bit nicer than I'm doing. So let's put in 4, 1, negative 1, negative 2, negative 4, and 3. Now when we square it, note that negative 4 squared, for example, is not negative 4 squared written like this, which would be negative 1 times 4 squared, but it's really negative 4 squared. So this column here always has to be positive numbers. So I'm going to take the deviation and I square it. So 4 squared is 16. Negative 1 squared is a positive 1. Negative 2 squared is a positive 4. Negative 4 squared is a positive 16. And 3 squared is 9. Then we need to take these values and add them up for the deviation squared. And adding up 16 to 1, 4, 16 to 9 gives us 46. And finally, we're going to divide this by n minus 1. And this is an important point. We divide by n minus 1 because we have a sample. If it was a population, all of the values, we would divide it by n. But then we have a sample, so we're divided by n minus 1. N is how many numbers that were there, or terms. There were 5 terms there, so 5 minus 1 is 4. And 46 divided by 4 gives us the variance, which is going to be 11.5. Now the last step would be, hey, let's find the standard deviation. Well, to find the standard deviation, we just take the square root of 11.5. That's going to be about 3.39, and it will tell you how to round it. So if you have any kind of questions, feel free to email me.